Hey, what's up guys, it's your man 4am again, back with a new video for Frozen Flame, as we just got our hands on a new update. The second major update for the game already this month, in which we get introduced to the Dragon's Grove. An entirely new biome to explore, new enemies to defeat, new weapons and armor to craft. There is a lot to explore, many new things to add up to your adventures. In this video, I'm going to share everything new with you guys, based on the patch notes as well as some gameplay, as I already spent quite some hours in this new update, and it seems like the majority of the community really likes this one as well, so I'm very excited to talk about it, and also share some concerns at the end of the video, as some things do feel a little bit unbalanced and broken still. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Alright, so here we are on the store page of Frozen Flame on Steam, and as you can see, we got our hands on some new screenshots of the Dragon Grove biome. I think these look pretty cool, and what I think is very awesome is that we went from mixed reviews to very positive. Many people of the community really like this new update, and I think we definitely need to thank the developers for a second, as they added so much content in such short notice. As I thought the release dates were quite ambitious, but they actually delivered in time once again, adding a lot of new content to the game, which I'm very happy about. But let's get to the patch notes and talk about everything new. So, update 2, the Dragon's Grove. This one adds a new biome. Right here you can already see a screenshot of the blacksmith, which I already found a little bit earlier today. But the Celestial Pines still remember the reign of the greatest dragons, and library archives keep chronicles about life side by side with those winged giants. So if we scroll down a little bit right here, you can see everything new. We basically get a new biome, the Dragon's Grove, as well as new places to explore. There are also some new NPCs which you can explore, as well as 17 new islands. So that is a lot of new stuff. It definitely feels bigger, or at least as big as the Broken Valley biome. We also get a multitude of new enemies, resources and items to craft. So here is a screenshot of the new humanoids, what they look like, and yes, you can also unlock their masks once again. So this is basically what one of them looks like in game. I think they look pretty cool. The enemies on the island became stronger, and their weaponry even more dangerous, and the pilgrims will have to carefully prepare for engagements with new foes. So we get new, stronger cursed defenders, warriors, mages, as well as archers. And these cursed are basically retextures from the previous biomes, the Broken Valley and the Cradle of Keepers, but they definitely deal more damage, have more HP, but of course also drop new loot. So they are definitely worth fighting, as they will give you access to many new ingredients, which you're gonna need to craft all the new gear. The scent of pine resin is extremely attractive to Manticores, which are basically the cat type of mobs, which you can see exactly right here. But don't get tricked by their appearance, as they look a lot less scary than they actually are. As you can see right here, we also get rams, which drop ram hide, so we can finally start repairing, and of course also crafting leather armor, which I think is going to be pretty cool, and of course also more NPCs. Now we get a reskin for the bubbles. Red bubbles, they are going to be even scarier, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I got destroyed by one of these bad boys, as I didn't know entirely what their skill set was gonna be like. All of a sudden, one of them exploded and it instantly killed me, which was pretty scary. Anyways, new enemies, the Manticores, rams, fire bubbles, and of course also the curse, which we talked about above, as well as new quests, but also new items for trade, including blueprints. And I already saw quite some blueprints in the game, some of them for the newest weapons and armor which you can craft. They look very cool, but at the same time are also quite expensive. By the way, if you want to get your hands on gold pretty fast, you should wait until it's nighttime. And then you should walk around a little bit on the different islands in the Dragon's Grove, as right now we have these skeletons spawning right there, and they actually drop a very nice amount of gold coins, so I think you will be able to get your hands on all the money for these blueprints in no time if you farm those skeletons. Anyways, new idol keepers, which are basically the bosses. Elite keepers, or mini bosses basically, which you can summon in to of course get those 5 artifacts which you're gonna need to unlock the next biome, which is still in development, but this already gives us plenty of new content to explore for the coming days, if not weeks. Since we're talking about mini bosses right now, I just want to be honest with you guys and share one of the experience which was less nice during my adventure. So I found one of the new islands, on which there is also a mini-boss, and he was just so buggy, it was almost impossible to take him down, as he was just constantly regenerating HP even when I was just standing right in front of him. Then sometimes all of a sudden he threw like a bunch of attacks, and then he stopped attacking, just walked in circles on the island, and it wasn't in the first place easy to take him down, but second, it definitely doesn't feel right in the way how he's moving around, regenerating his HP during combat, let's say. So there is definitely some work to be done before this one, I think, is gonna be 100% pleasant for everyone. Definitely something interesting for the developers to look at as quick as possible, because I think some people are gonna be pretty frustrated about this one. Anyways, we also get new weapons and armor, and if we look at the screenshot right here, wow, I really love the design of this one. Craft armor and weapons worthy of a true warrior. Now we can find ore and smelt it into ingots in the blast furnace and discover new recipes for a blacksmith workbench. So we basically get new plate, but also chain armor, which allows us to take the heaviest of blows. So we get new workstations, 3 in total, which you can already see a little bit right here, as I already unlocked the furnace. But wow, once again, the iron needs a little bit of balancing, as I basically decided to just go AFK on my server, let the ingots smelt, because it takes like 8 minutes. You're basically gonna need 3 iron ore as well as 1 solid essence for them, so it's not gonna be easy to craft these. I'm not sure how expensive the weapons and armor are gonna be, but only this for just 1 ingot is already a lot of time, as you first have to make the solid essence with flint and magic seeds, then convert them into iron ingots, which is gonna take 8 minutes per bar. So before you can even craft a blacksmith table, you're gonna be a couple hours further into the game. And this makes it so that you can only start crafting the new weapons and armor after you've probably already seen the majority of the Dragon's Grove. While for the Broken Valley, we actually unlocked a stone workbench pretty fast, so it wasn't very difficult to unlock all these new weapons and armor while we were exploring the new biome. Anyways, after a little bit of balancing, everything is probably gonna be great. We basically get 2 new armor sets, as well as the ability to craft a leather armor, which we weren't able to do before, also metal weapons. And what I also saw is a new backpack, the leather backpack, which probably allows us to carry so much more weight, while I also think this one is pretty expensive to craft. You're gonna need 10 refined leather for this bad boy, and I didn't stumble across a way to craft it myself. It was actually rewarded to me after completing a couple quests, but of course the Manticore hides speak for itself, as well as the fabric and the ancient bones. For the leather armor, you're gonna need mainly the ram fur as well as iron ore, which is pretty easy to get your hands on, but also the refined leather, so I'm pretty curious how you can get it. Definitely let me know in the comments if you already found a way to craft it yourself. Then we also unlock some new building elements, which allow us to build a true stone fortress. I am very happy about this, so I can start building my very own castle finally on the server. By the way, if you're playing on the server, let me know in the comments if you already built something very nice, which I can showcase in the next video for Frozen Flame. But this one, in combination with the blast furnace, gives us access to these new building elements. The new stone building modules, as well as new resources to smelt coal and mithril. I haven't even seen mithril yet. Wow, this is interesting. We get new furniture types, the armory, a wooden bed, as well as the metal floor lamp. You can also place torches right now anywhere to light up your path. And at the bottom right here, they also say that in the future updates, they will add new types of building modules requested by players. For the gameplay, we get a new essence, the nature essence, which you of course can use to upgrade weapons and armor or repair them. New Steam achievements. Bosses no longer respawn upon relogging in the game, so they did some fixing on that as well. Changed the resource cost of the deconstructor. So for this one right now, we're gonna need nature essence. Ooh, it became pretty expensive. 15 iron ingots, that's 15 times 8 minutes for only that. 25 planks, 10 stamina potions and 10 nature essence. Oh boy, I honestly wished I crafted sooner, as I haven't made one yet. And right now it's just gonna take me so much more time to get my hands on one of these bad boys, as I assume you could just pick it up, pack it, just like any other of these crafting stations in your base. We get some improved localization as well as improved balance. So I assume the HP pools got reworked a little bit, as well as the damage of mobs, maybe also the aggro range, and they also decreased the durability for all bows. This is something I am not very happy about, as I mainly use bows, and I already found out that the bows break very fast right now. So I would say this still needs a little bit of work, but who knows, the newest bow in the game, which you unlock with the Dragon's Grove crafting, is gonna have so much more, so definitely something to start farming for. New types of resources were added: berry bushes, fish, as well as mushrooms. Ooh, interesting. I haven't seen a new fish yet. And also added invisible barriers between the biomes. So if we open up the map for a second, you can see that I'm currently in the Cradle of Keepers, the starting area. Built my base exactly right here, but to the south we have the Broken Valley. You used to be able to fly from that biome to the Cradle and the other way around, but right now it's no longer possible. And in the southwest you will basically able to find the Dragon's Grove. And then we also get some new animations for when you're over encumbered or basically carrying too much. Your run animation will change, and then they also reworked the one for when you're using two-handed swords. The UI got changed a little bit as well, so we get new icons for gamepad buttons and the target lock, while now it's also going to be possible to switch between quests on a gamepad. Very important, and once again super happy that they're focusing on making the experience of Frozen Flame better with a controller as well. Once again, guys, about the balancing, I still think the game needs a little bit more work in regards to that, as I had a lot of trouble headshotting these cursed guys as well as some creatures. It was very obvious in this gameplay exactly right here that I actually shot them straight in the face or maybe in the chest, but still the hitbox didn't register it. And this becomes pretty frustrating if you're using a bow and only losing durability, let's say. So this is definitely something the developers have to focus on to make the hitboxes work like they should, as I literally broke bows hitting mobs in the face, but at the same time it didn't register. While the harsh environment, or the cold, let's say, also feels a little bit too extreme. I mean, if it's nighttime in the game and when there's a blizzard, let's say, it's practically impossible to stay out there and continue your adventure. You basically are forced to make a campfire, which also became a little bit more expensive to craft. So not only do you have to gather stones, but also twigs as well as wooden logs before you can even slap one on the ground. And then you have to fire it up with even more logs to not freeze to death. And in this recording right here, you can see that I barely had any HP left when I dropped it on the floor, and the problem is the mobs were triggered because of it. They were out of aggro range, but they seem to have a much higher aggro range for buildings, constructions, or items which you drop on the floor. So all of a sudden they started throwing rocks at me, and I was like, bruh, are you for real? This also killed me at the end, so it wasn't a very nice experience. I also already shared that we can now craft a new backpack, which I am super happy about, as I always overextend my maximum carrying capacity, but I still do think that the weapons you carry with you and even the armor needs rework on the weight they have. So in game I currently have 119 out of the 260 of my maximum weight already, which is pretty concerning. I mean, the only items which I have with me are one weapon, a refined bow, as well as a metal pickaxe and an axe. So I can get my hands on some basic resources for a campfire, let's say, as well as some armor. Of course, you don't want to go out there naked, as well as a backpack and some rings, and that is basically it. All the other items are quest items or things that don't add up any extra carrying weight, but in general, you will hit that maximum weight in no time, and it's very frustrating that you are always over encumbered. So I think they have to nerf the weights a little bit of the tools which you bring with you, and every now and then I also picked up some items, some quest items basically, which just make me carry too much, and then I just have to throw things away, which is not very nice. So I definitely think that either these have to be nerfed a little bit in weight, or the backpacks have to become a lot more powerful, allow us to carry so much more. So it's going to be less tedious to manage your carrying capacity, as I am almost certain that the newest armor, the metal gear which you'll be able to craft, or iron gear, is going to be so much more heavy, and of course make it more complicated to manage all this. Anyways, there you have it, some things which I still think need reworking, but in overall the Dragon's Grove looks gorgeous. It's a very nice new biome with many new islands to discover, so much more content for you guys to explore. So let me know in the comments what you think of the new biome. According to Steam, many people are happy, which is great news, as you can tell that the developers are spending a lot of time in making this game better every single update, and there are many of those planned for the future as well. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed watching this one, and of course also want to support the channel as I spent a lot of time working on my videos. I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and of course also a Happy New Year in advance. I'll see you guys very soon with a new video. Right now though, it is 4 AM out. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Peace.